Hey guys, so a few of you may have already seen this video, but I'm re-uploading to fix the audio issue in the previous one. I had a weird echo. Thanks, Nick, for pointing that out. So I got a Tacoma this week. It was a Avis Tacoma, TRD Off-Road. Don't know why Avis has those, but it's excellent. They also have some TRD Off-Road 4Runners, by the way. Could have got one of those, but I thought I might need a pickup truck this week. Kind of wish I got the 4Runner. Just have more time in TRD Off-Road Tacomas and not as much time in TRD Off-Road 4Runners. Both excellent vehicles. So this is Dove Springs Off-Road. It's about 2.5 hours north of Los Angeles in California. As you can see, a lot of good climbing action here, a lot of steep little dirt bike trails. Probably a big side-by-side place, but I took a Tacoma everywhere because that's what one does with a rental. It's hard to show exactly how steep this is, but most of these trails and stuff, about 30 degrees. The drone does do a really good job of capturing the truck's motion, so you can see the dampeners working and stuff like that. I yap about that a lot later on in this video, but I was really impressed with this thing off-road in these conditions, bone stock. The Toyota has a little thing on the dash that tells you how steep stuff is. This is over 30 degrees. Looks like 10 degrees in this video to me. But anyways, a lot of fun. The way I went down this was I had it in two-wheel drive, and I just used the handbrake, just use the rear brakes. Because sand's really soft here, and I want to keep the front wheels pointing straight ahead. So that worked pretty good. That's kind of how I do it. In the Talon, right, I put it in two-wheel drive and I downshift going downhill. I was downshifting too, but when I need a little bit more in two-wheel high, I'd use the handbrake. You kind of see the rear wheel lockup right there. But again, this is like probably 30 degrees-ish. But yeah, this is a really cool spot. I only got to explore out here for like an hour. Highly recommend it if you're in the LA area or you're driving in this area. Go check it out. These are some big climbs. Obviously, you should not be doing some truck, side-by-side terrain. Sand's really soft. You can see the back axle hopping a little bit right there because Toyota still uses leaf springs on Tacomas and drum brakes, weirdly. But it couldn't make it all the way up. The tires had really good grip for this type of stuff. The stock little all-season wannabe all-terrains it had, but they're really narrow and trucks are heavy, so it was just sinking in a little bit too much. And again, it's really steep. It's actually so steep it's a little scary backing up in it. The truck wants to go kind of sideways and wash around the sand. It's hard to keep the front end pointing forward. Also, I'm driving a truck and flying a drone at the same time. I am by myself in this video, so sorry the angles aren't all super pristine and perfect, but best I could do by myself on short notice. You see the bed rattle right there a little bit, start to bounce. But anyways, really cool spot. I'd love to come back here with a side-by-side or a dirt bike and really shred it up. But that's the great thing about these Toyotas is you can get a truck that's pretty comfortable on the highway, good wind noise, got 20 miles per gallon, and you can still go do stuff like this just off the side of the road in stock configuration without much worry of getting stuck or breaking anything. Max speed. So you got max speed crawl here, and you got the rear diff locked. It's not doing anything. Oh, there it goes. So at this rate, we make it up the hill in about a month. 5-mile-an-hour start. It's cutting the power a lot in this multi-terrain select mode, but it's moving upwards farther than crawl control got it anyways. The sun's right in my face. That's lovely. Still moving. Now I'm doing throttle and brake. It's just trying to, oh, it's digging in. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done. Darn it. So I could definitely make it up this hill and would involve a lot of speed and power. And if I was to do such a thing, I couldn't hold the phone in one hand and I killed my only drone battery. So if I do it, you guys aren't going to see it. Sorry. So it says we're at about 30 degrees and it's not happy about it. It's flashing red. We made it at the top of the hill. Just a little walk around for you guys. It went up at like nothing with the rear diff lock. What a difference. Wow. Stunning, stunning vehicle. Stunning Toyota as usual. It's pretty good scenery in the back to stay on the trails, but back there was considered an open area, so I could do whatever I wanted. That's pretty cool. I like that. Very organized. Dove Springs off-highway vehicle area. As with a lot of these trucks, if you want to cruise around two-wheel drive and actually have some power to scoot the back end around, you have to turn traction control all the way off. And these are the lights you want to see. Track off and traction control off. If you just tap the button,
it'll still leave auto LSD on, which is trying to hit the brakes on the rear end, and that's not what you want when you want to slide the back end around. So when you cruise around on flat dirt roads like this, you obviously want to be in two-wheel drive, so you have, you know, quick steering and like that, but you also don't want the computer to be trying to slow you down every time it sits in some wheel spin. There's going to be some wheel spin on a soft sandy road when you're going, you know, 40 miles an hour. So pro tip, hold the button down for 5 seconds. It seems to work best while stationary. You don't have to be in park or anything, but just put it in drive, hold that button down for 5 seconds. We've done, like, I don't know, a good amount of miles out here. A lot of it looks like this, just kind of sandy washboard roads, but I cannot tell you how good this truck rides. I mean, it's a stock truck, yes, TRD off-roads, it's got a little better dampeners and stuff, but for every bit as rough as it is on-road, it is as smooth off-road. I mean, like, the way it is on-road is totally tolerable as soon as you take it and do some off-roading, and you're like, oh, that's why the suspension's tuned for this kind of stuff. It rides great. It's every bit as smooth as my Jeep. Doesn't quite have the suspension travel, so like you get into some of these bigger whoops, you feel the bump stops, but when you hit the bump stops, they're really not that bad in the Toyota. I don't know why that is, something with independent suspension, but I've been cruising like, you know, 20, 30 miles an hour through this washboard stuff like this for a while now, and I'm not uncomfortable by any means. Pretty excellent. And you feel the bump stop right there a little bit, but it's like pretty graceful, it handles it well. And this is even a TRD Pro, this is just an off-road. This is like a pretty cheap package. And of course you get the magic button, the holy grail of off-roading, the locking differential. This right here is a serious suspension test. These whoops are about 3 feet deep. You can bottom out on them. Like the bottom of the truck will bottom out on them. Like you could get stuck on them. And this truck is just extremely composed going through here. I mean, that is some serious whoopage. Definitely exercising the old suspension on this Avis mobile. Wow, how did these even form? You can take them a little catacorner to make it somewhat smoother, but I mean, very impressive, Toyota, with your little Bilstein 1-inch dampeners on this truck. That's a nice spot down there. We'll go check that out shortly. I think I'm at a top of a pretty good lookout, and I'm hoping I can fly the drone here because that would be very premium. Oh yeah, I'll take that shortcut down there for sure. That's the staging area, I think, some of the more major popular type hill climbs. But that's a solar field in front of us, I'm pretty sure, out there. All right, let's see what we can see up here. Leave it running because it's quite warm out here in the desert. Few complaints so far. It does have a USB-C port in the center console. However, it's only for charging. The only data port is this USB port up here. And I'm an Android guy, so I travel with a C-to-C USB cable. So the only way I can use Android Auto right now is to use this little 5-inch long cable that I happen to have for my charging my headphones, which is a USB-A to USB-C. So come on, Toyota, run data wires to all your ports. Jeez, come on, man. Also, this truck has a ton of features, pretty fully loaded for a base model TRD Pro or TRD Off-Road. It's got an ECT power button, which, as best I can tell, just makes the throttle even more jumpy and annoying. Compared to my BMW and my Jeep, the throttle and the brakes in this thing are extremely touchy. I keep like slamming myself forward and backwards and stuff, which is exactly what you want to do to yourself after a 5-hour flight. But you know, I'll get used to it in a matter of minutes and it'll be fine. It has auto headlights, which is great, auto high beams. It has radar guided cruise control. It's not stop and go like my BMW, unfortunately, but it is nice. At these low speeds, it actually doesn't do anything for me. Well, there's a guy splitting lanes. California is great. That is the only part of freedom that California has, is splitting lanes. I assume we're in 6th gear. I think this is a 6-speed. Don't really know. Let's see if we can figure it out. So 2000, we go to sport. 6th would be 2000, right? So 2000 at 70 is 6th gear. You use sport mode to figure out which gear it's in, because it doesn't show you, the Jeep does. But yeah, it just downshifts like twice for every little hill. I mean, this road is pretty flat. That's really annoying. Toyota, just buy a ZF already. Along the theme of comparing this Tacoma to my Jeep, the wind noise is much more tolerable. So we're doing about 75-ish right now, and I'm not yelling in here. You can hear me fine. There's no whistles, there's no pops. Much better than my 2nd gen. This is a 2021, but it does have 20,000 miles on it, and it's been in the California sun. So I'm pretty happy with the level of comfort in here right now.